Hey everyone, this is Jennifer, and today I'm going to sit down and kind of refresh my Traveler's Notebook system for Halloween and fall. So I'm going to do this a little differently, I think. Typically I do like an unboxing of the Cocoa Daisy Halloween kit. It's one of my favorite kits. I do order it every year. Cocoa Daisy is a subscription-based company, but this one is not. So I think there are still a few of these available if you want one. But basically, I grabbed the kit and I'm just going to do a voiceover and show you how I'm switching everything out and how I'm using the decorations. I did just want to show you this box because it is amazing, and I will probably throw it away because I don't like to hoard things, but I do appreciate a good packaging situation. So very impressed with Cocoa Daisy's cute little Halloween box for this kit. Okay, so I'm just going to take everything out of this and kind of spread it around. And then this is my current setup. So let me just kind of take everything out of it. And then after I make my dashboards, I'll know what cover I want to use. I really thought about staying in this Foxy Fix, but I also have another one I want to try. It just depends on what these dashboards end up looking like as far as colors go. So I did just keep all my inserts. I'm not really going to be changing those up. They are in these vinyl protectors, which I get from the Chic Sparrow, and that's how I change out the decoration. So let me set this off to the side. Like I said, I might just end up putting everything back in here. Just depends on how the colors turn out. Okay, so I do have 4 of those vinyls to change out, but inside of that I also have some vellum, and like on this particular insert I have another kind of cover on top. I'm not going to switch some of these out because like this one with the F. Scott Fitzgerald quote in the mountains, I just really love it. So while my outside vinyl might change, the inside won't. Now on some of them, I can't even maybe find one. Like here's a good example. This is an insert that has some cheap vellum and it has a sticker on it. I might keep some of these, but then you're gonna see that that's what I do also to use up some of the decoration, is just put the decoration on the vellum. So let's jump in and change some of these out. So the first thing will be to go through the papers. So they are single-sided in the Halloween kit, I think. Maybe not. Nope, I lied. They're double-sided. So like these two go together. Looks like this one has this print on one side and pumpkins on the other. And then this one has the bats on one side and the spider web on the other. And then I do have an acetate. I have the rub-on so I could make my own cover with vellum. And I also have this spider web vellum as well. So here's what I'm thinking. I think this will be my cover, my very first one. And then I have 3 more that I need to make. So as far as these 2 patterns go, I like this crow better. And then, let's see. I think I like the spider and the bats in this. I might just have to use plain white paper to get what I'm wanting to do here. So that would be for 3. That could be the back of that one. So that would be, yeah, that would be my 4. But then this one's kind of very similar to the vellum. I don't know, I'm kind of digging the all black theme, black and white theme without lots of orange. So let's just set those to the side. I think that's what we'll go with for now. So what I do is I just take out, I have so many personal sticky notes on there, I had to like edit that out. But I just took this out of the first sleeve and I'm gonna use it as a guide to trim this down on my paper trimmer. And then since that's see-through, I am going to utilize some of this white paper. It's just copy paper. I don't use anything fancy. In fact, if you use cardstock, it just bulks up the planner even more. And I kind of like mine to be thin and not too bulky. So I'm going to utilize this copy paper. So again, I did that off camera because of all the personal phone numbers I have on the inside Post-it notes right now, but I put the white paper behind the vellum and I really like how that looks. And then I need to swap out this back piece. And all of my current papers, you can see they are from Tracy Reed Designs. They're actually printable. And I just use my home Canon desktop and print off all of her paper, which is really handy. And then if you mess it up, like if you cut a piece of paper, you have more, right? You can just print more. So I really like that option as well. So here we are with the first dashboard, and then we're gonna do that same thing with the rest of these next 3. So I'll probably fast forward through that. Okay, so now I have all 4 of those updated. So this is what it looks like. And then now I need to kind of update some of my extra vellums, but first I want to decide what cover I'm going to put this in. As I was thinking about this kit, this is what came to mind, is this Foxy Fix Spice Violet. It's a really deep purple, and I thought it might be something a little bit different that I could use other than like a typical black. Obviously with a black and white setup, I could use a black planner, but this just gives me just a little bit of color. So I'm gonna keep the same inserts, and this notebook does have 4 strands, and I do have 4 of these, so that works out perfectly. Again, not really updating my inserts right now, just the decorations. Okay, let's see how that, I'm really picky about how my inserts align, so sometimes if I end up switching covers, things don't lay as nicely and it drives me absolutely batty and I end up switching covers out, but this one looks like it's gonna work. Everything is nice and flush on the side, and this has a reinforced spine, so all of those inserts kind of lay nicely on the elastics as well. Okay, let's see what we have here. So on the back of all of these, I did just use white copy paper. So this is where I might want to add some decoration, but I do know for this insert, I have this caffeine vellum, and I might use some of these rub-ons or add some acetate. I might do that. So I do have cheap vellum that I got from Amazon. I'll try to link it for you, and I'm just gonna fold it in half. And use my bone folder, maybe. This just gets a nice crisp fold, and then I'm going to trim this down to standard TN size. So now I have this trimmed down. It looks like this. Then, because this isn't big enough to wrap all the way around an insert, but I still want to use it, what I do is I line, this is the open edge. Let me move this out of the way. This is the open edge, and I just line it up like this. Flip it over. And try to get this as straight as possible. Might be easier to use like a permanent marker and then try to fold it. Let's see if I have one handy. This material, the acetate, is really slick. But I'm going to use this bone folder again to make sure the crease is nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm going to turn that the other way. There's probably an easier way to do this, but this is just what I do. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to my paper trimmer and just trim off this excess on the top. And then to get this to stay, now that that's trimmed, I'm just going to tape it down with the washi. This washi tape also came in the kit. And then obviously just trim off the extra washi. And then I think I want it here because of the back of this paper is the pumpkins. So I'm just gonna take my insert out. I'm gonna leave the vellum, the caffeine vellum, put this over top. And then put this back on the elastic. So lots of layering going on there, but I kind of like that in my planners. I could even put something on this vellum if I wanted to, but we're gonna leave it for now. And then I wanted to make maybe a vellum for my next insert, which is my daily book. So again, I'm just gonna fold a piece of this cheap white vellum and trim it down. Sometimes if you want it to be perfect, it's better just to put the insert inside, because things kind of move around on, you know, you can't get it all the way to the edge sometimes. So if you allow room for that, so we're gonna trim there and there. Okay, so that's trimmed down and it'll go around this, and then we can really play around with some of the stamps or cards or rub-ons. And I think for this, I'm going to do some of these rub-ons. So if you're not familiar with these, it's like a transfer. So you're gonna stick it down, rub it, and then peel it up. And I really like this black tree. So you'll cut out the one that you want, and I try to get pretty close to the edge of the design. Then I'm just gonna trim up some of this where I just kind of cut it out real quickly. You do want to leave the protective backing on this, because if you start kind of touching the back, it will transfer to your fingers instead of the paper, and then it's kind of going to be ruined. You won't be able to use it again. So just a word of caution. Yes, I know this because I've done it before. So I'm just, again, trimming around kind of close to the edge of those tree limbs. Probably leave the middle section there. Okay, so then when you're ready, you can take the backing off, and you're gonna lay this down where you want it to be. I think this is kind of hilarious because I have my chicken sticker on my actual insert, so it almost looks like the chicken is peeking out from the tree. And then what you'll do is you'll take something and rub that, and that's going to transfer it to the paper. And then you're just going to make sure it's stuck down, do it real slow. And as you lift this up, it should be transferred to your vellum. There we go. So I have that tree down, and then I think I also want to use this spider web. And then I have never stamped on vellum before, but I thought I would just take a look at the stamp set and see if there's anything I want to put. I don't think there is, so I'll just save this in case I want to add something later. And then this kit did come with these big black numbers, 31. And I thought I could maybe glue those down to the center of this. I'm going to use some permanent adhesive from Tombow and just stick those down. Okay, so I really like how that vellum turned out to go around my daily insert. And then I need to put some decorations up here. I don't want to really use the orange against this purple, and the paper that I had in my current setup from before It's just this gray polka dot, and I think it looks fine with the purple and then this black and white dashboard. So that's what I'm going to use to kind of give this cover some stability. Just this is a really floppy leather, so I like having something right there. I do have the cards that came in this kit that I could use as well. Let's see, Trick or Treat, this one, More Booze Please. I don't drink alcohol, so that doesn't really work for me. And then I do like this ghost one, so maybe I'll put it over that. Again, just totally decoration here. You can't even see it, but I like the black that's sticking out. And then we'll do, we'll see. Because what goes up here, again, being totally functional, I have my cloth and paper journaling ruler that I use all the time. And then I do have this card from Crafective Paper that has the current month. So I think I want to go ahead and put those two up there. And then I thought about doing maybe this. I don't know. I'm so bad at pockets, guys. I wanted to be able to see that, but maybe just clip it on with an ollie clip. But then also, if something's in my way, like a bump, it will annoy me when I'm writing, and then I'll end up taking it out. But I do see some people put these cards, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I could clip it here to this. That will probably work. We'll go with that. So I have my kind of functional up front, and then just a little bit of decoration there with the card. And then I do have to check these die cuts because I love Cocoa Daisy's tabs. Any little tabs, it looks like maybe 1, 2. And the other thing I wanted to do is pull in, I've been using browns, but for my Post-it notes that I use a lot of, I like these cloth and paper ones, and I'm just going to take a chunk and stick it to the back of this. That way, if I need a sticky note, I can just pull out this little card. And then for these tabs, I would probably want to put it on the vellum, not my actual insert. So let's see if I can get this little orange one on. What I do is I just washi it on. That way, if I want to change it or move the position of it, it's not permanent. So we do have that. This kit also came with some actual stickers. They're transparent or like a vellum material, and I will stick those up here in case I want to use them on my weekly or daily spread. Maybe, nope. Just kidding, because it's too big and I don't want to ruin any of them. So we'll just have to carry that with my sticker book, I guess. Okay guys, I think that is it. I feel refreshed and ready for spooky season, which is my absolute favorite. And I think for now anyway, this violet color against the black and white is really fun for Halloween. But if you know me, I do switch my leather covers out quite frequently. I have a stash of them, and it's one of the things that I enjoy. I don't sell them after I'm done with them. I just put them on my shelf, and then most of the time I end up getting them back out at some point to use later. So it's good to have a stash, in my opinion. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for today's setup video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my process. If you have questions about anything, please let me know. Have a good day.